Well, as part of this year's delegation, joining us from close to the Auschwitz Memorial Museum, Eitan Neishlos is the founder and ambassador of the March of the Living UAE branch, and His Excellency Ahmed Obeid AlMansoori is the founder of the Crossroads of Civilizations Museum. That's the first Holocaust memorial gallery in the Arabic and the Islamic world. He's taking part in the march as well. Welcome to you both. Thank you for being with us. I understand that you're taking part in an official ceremony tomorrow. Eitan Neishlos, why don't you tell us a bit about how this march came about in the first place?
Thank you, Laura, for having us. And I also want to take the opportunity to thank my brother, His Excellency AlMansoori. He's sitting side by side with me on a very historic and auspicious occasion. This is on the back of the Abrahamic Accords, and it's incumbent on our generation to adopt and to continue to pursue the work of our great leaders that have gifted us these accords. And so now we're working together to identify young leaders that will take on this work and to bring them to Auschwitz. And tomorrow, my brother and I will be lighting the Torch of Remembrance. This is truly a historic occasion. We will be side by side, holding hands and saying together in our respective languages, never again.
And Your Excellency, tell us, why is taking part in this march and in this memorial ceremony important to you?
I think it's very important, as brother was saying, Eitan, that we are first of all sending a message of hope, message of better Middle East, message of we have solidarity, and we talk about the peace, and it's just beyond the diplomatic relationship. As he said, our leaders gratefully they have paved the way for the diplomatic relationship. However, it's our job to make sure to translate this peace on the ground at the bottom. Having compassion for another, understanding what's important and priorities for each other, and also work together to build, a solid relationship between all of us. It has to come also not in the happy time, also in the sad time. So it's very important for us to be there to show our compassion, to show our feeling, and we don't want this to happen again. And something is very important in the Middle East. It's very important, and also in Europe and other places, to know that the Holocaust event has happened, and we want to make sure that we have the right narrative, and people have to see that. And it's very important for me personally to learn and experience, everything. So for the 3 days, we have an intensive program going everywhere, just to understand more. All of this will help us to really send the message in the proper way, in the accurate way, and to communicate in the way that people understand in the Middle East and also in other countries. So being together, I think that's a great message of hope for the world, because the Abrahamic Accord is a catalyst project, not just for the Middle East, it's for the entire world, to counter anti-Semitism, to counter racism, and xenophobia and all of that. And this event is very important for us to be part of it, because it is, a sacred event, and we have to really make sure that we pay our respect.
And Eitan Neishlos, what should we take away from this? Should we be encouraged by the fact that awareness of the Holocaust is rising across the Arab and Muslim world?
It's so important, especially at these times when there is distortion of the Holocaust, a form of anti-Semitism. I'm so happy to have relocated to Dubai, partly because I want to build bridges between the Abrahamic countries, Abrahamic Accord countries. And we have an audience there that are willing to listen, that are willing to learn. For me personally, my brother he's a symbol of coexistence. And I can't think of anyone that I would rather share the moment of lighting the Torch of Remembrance with, and sending a very strong message of solidarity and unity, and making sure that together, and I thank the leaders of the Emirates, and I thank you for taking on the responsibility of fighting anti-Semitism, of making sure that this never happens to any Jew or to anyone around the world. We have to fight all forms of racism, all forms of bigotry. We are, after all, one humanity.
And powerful words indeed, Your Excellency. This is more than just words for you, of course. You set up the first Holocaust Memorial Gallery in the Arab and Islamic world. Can you tell us a bit about it, and what do your visitors tell you? What kind of reactions do you get?
As you know, the museum was established in 2012, and we had the Holy Land area, and we had the multi-faith. So we have items from Israel, from Jewish items from the region also. Also, we have many religious items has to do with reflect the three monotheistic religion. So that paved the way, for the understanding and for people to, when they come there, they learn more about it. As a reaction of the museum and also of the Holocaust Gallery, people, when they come there, as you know, that we are communicating with people who are mostly not Jews. They are mostly from different religions and different countries. We have, beside the visitors and the residents and the locals, always the questions. It's like an eye-opening when they see there. Because our Holocaust Gallery is very simple. It has 4 sections. One section to mention about what the Nazis have, the narrative, how it was evolving. The second section about the stories, about and images and certain items from different places. The third aspect of the museum is about the righteous among nations, and we selected the people who are from the Muslim and the Arab world, so people can know to link to the region, so people can understand many Muslims and Arabs also have risked their life to save the Jews. And the fourth section is about the hope. And the message is very beautiful and clear, and it's very small but very powerful. And I think when the peace happened, the UAE, between UAE and Israel, it was the time to really tackle these issues which nobody has tackled in the Middle East. And so we believe that it's very important to open this subject for people to understand and enlighten, shed more light on the accurate story and accurate narratives of the Holocaust, and also to commemorate also the people, the victims of the Holocaust.
And thank you. And Eitan, you pointed out that Holocaust denial and revisionism is on the rise in Europe and in the United States, even in Germany, which is very shocking for some people. We seem to be seeing a kind of a reverse situation in the Arab world. How would you explain that?
I actually take example from the family that saved my late grandmother, who are righteous amongst the nations. Their names are the Chodasevich family. When my grandmother was just 11 years old, her whole family were murdered. And a religious Christian family took her in and they saved her. What greater example of upstanders, what greater example of courage. And later on, she was saved by many, many more people. I cannot think of a greater example than my brother to my left, sitting side by side with me and presenting this great example. God forbid we should have such an atrocity again, that we require righteous amongst the nation. What we need now are upstanders that will prevent these atrocities from happening again. And so we hope that together we'll set an example and inspire a generation of upstanders. And I'm proud to be leading the march tomorrow on behalf of the third generation with this critical message for all of us.
Very important work and a very important message. I'm sure many will agree. Eitan Neishlos and Ahmed Obeid AlMansoori, thank you very much to you both, and best of luck with the ceremony tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.